everybody, Big Boss Foss here. I hope that your new year has started off in a very delightful way. We had a request by one of the sisters to do a video concerning obesity. As all of you are probably aware, I am a larger lady, so how apropos that I would be doing this video. A little irony for you, just to keep it interesting. But anyway, I am an advocate for women of all sizes to be respected and valued because I believe beauty does come in all shapes and sizes. But with that said, even I have to contend that a person can be too small or too large to be healthy. And if your size or weight is a concern for you and you are unhappy with it, then you're more than likely unhealthy. Although I am a larger woman, when I get my annual physicals, I usually get positive feedback in regards to my cholesterol and the fact that for my size, I don't have diabetes. And that is because I have incorporated some things into my lifestyle and avoided some things that have made that possible for me. So the tips that I'm going to give and the information that I'm going to give, some of you may already know, but it's a good reminder and they can benefit people of all sizes. African Americans have a greater instance of type 2 diabetes, and this is in part due to the fact that we metabolize carbohydrates less efficiently. The body breaks food down, mainly carbohydrates, into glucose. It turns it into glucose, and that is the fuel that our bodies use for energy. Because we metabolize glucose less efficiently, it is a huge predeterminant for diabetes. And some of you may be asking, well, why is that? Well, in the motherland, Black people had different diets and different dietary needs than our white counterparts. Our bodies adapted to food shortages, and our bodies learned to adjust the way we metabolize in case there was a food shortage. So we still have those genetic factors in us today. And if any of you know people from Africa, directly from Africa, or are directly from Africa yourselves, you will be able to kind of collaborate that processed and refined sugars are not a general part of the diet there. And usually people in that region don't even have a palate for these types of foods, refined or processed foods. But here in the U.S. we do. And so I'm going to kind of segue into one of the poisons that we are ingesting that's helping to cause us to have problems with weight and obesity. It's high fructose corn syrup. It is a poison, and it's so bad that it's banned in Mexico, a third world country. So this should kind of give you a clue on how poisonous this is. Now, the corn refiners will tell you, oh, no, it's a natural product. But, I mean, there are plenty of natural products that will kill you. So the body breaks down glucose easily, more easily, to convert it into energy. But fructose is a whole different animal. The liver recognizes glucose, but fructose it has a hard time with. And fructose actually causes the liver to secrete more fat. And when more fat is secreted into your blood, it gets into your arteries and it collects there. And it doesn't allow blood to pass freely. And then you get high blood pressure. And then sometimes you get a heart attack. So if you can avoid high fructose corn syrup, which is in almost every processed or refined product, then that's a start. Read your labels. It is paramount that you actually know what you're putting into your body and do some research on it. Now, for those of you who love sugar, like I love sugar, there are some things that you can do. You can use raw sugar or organic sugars that have not been stripped or processed. Anything that's like bleached out white is generally poison. That's white breads, white flour. If you can eat those in moderation or avoid them altogether and get into more brown foods like brown rices and sugars that have not been stripped, you will do a lot better. Also, avoid sodas as much as you can. I know sometimes you would like to have one with pizza or something, but treat sodas as a treat. My eldest daughter had gone to the doctor and he wanted her to lose a little weight, and she had 6 weeks between the next time she saw him. She eliminated soda from her diet, still ate the same things in the same amount, and she lost 22 pounds without doing anything except for eliminating pop from her diet. Fruit juices, treat them the same way. The juice that you put in your body should come directly from the fruit. There are a lot of fruit juices out there that have a lot of sugar added to them. And so if you must have juice, don't go over 6 ounces a day and try to cut it with water. Also, watch your fats. There are good fats and there are bad fats. Saturated fats, hydrogenated, I can never pronounce that correctly. Hydrogenated fats, such as trans fats and stuff, they're really, really bad. Read your labels. Avoid things that have those in those, because they will also wreak havoc on your cholesterol, and your body doesn't really know what the hell a trans fat is. When you put that in your body, it's like WTF. So it's actually poisoning you and it's actually hurting your heart. So read your labels and do your homework. I cannot reiterate that enough. If you have a sedentary lifestyle and you are a female, you are not supposed to go over 2,000 calories, and make sure that 25% of those calories or less come from fat. And it must be good fats like avocados, canola oil, peanut oil is good. Nuts are healthy for you. Another thing that can cause obesity is lack of sleep. When you don't get enough sleep, your body will crave carbs to kind of replenish the energy that you didn't get from sleep. And then you will pack on more weight because you're using carbs as a substitute for sleep, and you won't even realize it, but your body is trying to compensate and get that energy from somewhere. When you don't get enough rest, you are abusing your body. So make sure you listen to your body. The average adult needs between 6 and 8 hours. So find a level that works for you. Also, stress is a really, really bad thing. It will cause you to get fat even if you don't overeat, because it releases cortisol. And cortisol causes you to store belly fat, and it also, stress will make you tired. And you won't even have the energy to exercise, to even fight cortisol or the effects of it. So make sure that you have a good spiritual base and that you find out how you can cope with things that might be causing you to be unhappy, whether it's your children, your job. You know, if you have a good spiritual base, then this will help you kind of combat some of those things. So I urge you, get a self-help book, talk to a friend. All of these are basics, but really a lot of times as Black women, we are trying to be a hero and we actually need a shoulder to cry on, instead of just being the shoulder that people usually cry on. So remember, stress can kill even a healthy person. God did not create you to be unhappy. So when your body's unhappy, it always reacts in a negative physical way. Another thing, this is probably the most dreaded topic, exercise. I know that I have not always been a good exercise person. I'm good sometimes and bad sometimes, but they're saying scientifically now that you need to actually step about 10,000, have 10,000 steps a day. So that may not be possible for everybody because of time constraints, but if you have a sedentary job like I do and you have an hour lunch, walk 15 minutes before you have your lunch. Take the stairs when you can, fidget, and they're saying pace when you're on the phone. I think I saw that on television. And one of the ways that I kind of move is to dance. I love dancing, but just make sure that you are doing some type of physical activity for at least 15 to 30 minutes every day. And if you find that you are having emotional problems, and maybe that's why you're overeating, you really need to kind of speak with maybe your pastor or a therapist and find other things that you can do to have a positive outlet. so that you can have a healthy body. Well, I love you guys, and let's make 2010 our year.